So some people ask about working at a small company versus working at a big company in your cybersecurity career. So a small company would technically be a company that's, I don't want to mess up the figures, but sometimes it might be um, like 100 employees or lower. I think technically it's supposed to be 400 employees or lower will be considered a small company. That is based on the government's definition, so they could obtain small business loans. But don't quote me on that. But I think it's under 400. Um, a bigger company would be, companies like your Booz Allen, your IBM. Those would be like the bigger companies. So companies that have the big names. So a lot of times when people are starting out in their careers, they're saying, hey, do I apply for a job at a small company or a big company? My advice is apply to a job um, that or company that will accept you, right? Apply to a company that has an opening. If they have any availability and they have a need for your talent, hey, apply, whether it's a small company, whether it's a big company. Now, there are benefits and demerits for working at a big company versus working at a small company. Now, this doesn't apply to every small company and every big company, but most of the times it does. So a small company typically will not have a lot in terms of benefits. So when you're looking at applying to a small company, that's something you have to consider. Their healthcare benefits may not be as competitive as you would have with a bigger company. Sometimes they won't have stuff like, benefits for continuing education. So if you're trying to go to college or if you're trying to take a course or certification, most bigger companies will have that budget and funding um, to cover like tuition reimbursement and things of that nature, or sometimes even fund you to go to a cybersecurity conference. And so I believe that a smaller company does not have that budget. All right. Um, so that's something to consider if you're concerned about benefits, right? Um, one of the pros I would say working at a smaller company is that the small company is small in size. So you don't feel like a number in a small number or a fish in a big pond, right? You have an open door policy with the president of the company, the CEO. Sometimes you could have that direct access to the CEO or decision makers. And sometimes it has that family feel. So that's one of the kudos of working at a smaller company versus a bigger company where you feel like you're lost in the sauce. You're just lost in the, big number of employees. You're just one small number. Um, Now with that, it could also be a disadvantage, right? So if you work in a small company and you have a lousy boss, a terrible CEO, then you're kind of stuck. You can't really avoid them per se. So I would say that could also be a demerit. But one thing I noticed though is, especially when it comes to the federal government space, a smaller company tends to pay more than a bigger company now, depending on what position you're applying for. Now, if you're just starting out, a smaller company sometimes will try to attract talent because they know they are competing with the bigger companies. So they'll pay you a bigger or higher salary. Whereas the bigger companies, they don't really care that much. It's like hey, this is how much we're offering you, take it or leave it. We have thousands of people lining up to join this organization. We've been around for 100 years. We've got the name recognition. Everyone wants to work here. So, hey, this is how much we're paying. Take it or leave it. So I would say if you're looking for a strategy, first, always apply to a job that will accept you, or take an offer. If they give you an offer, take it, especially if you're just starting out in the industry. But a bigger company, I would say a strategy would be to apply to the bigger company, uh, get that big name on your resume if you can, and um, use that as leverage to go to the next company. So the other company will see, oh, you worked at Booz Allen, you worked at Deloitte, you worked at IBM. Okay, now you have that negotiating power, and it looks good on your resume too. That a Fortune 500 company hired you, that's good on your resume. So I always say that a big name company is like having good credit, right? You have good credit. What's the point of having good credit? You have to use the good credit to get loans. You have to use the good credit to get bigger things financially. So use the big company to get better things. All right. Um, what else? If anyone has any other pros and cons of working at a big company versus a smaller company, put it in the comments section. I want to hear from you guys, right? So let me know. Put that in the comments. All right. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you guys next time.
Hey, if you're interested in any of my cybersecurity videos, here is one I would recommend for you. It's the Information System Security Officer Training. This course comes with tons of videos, a CAP, which is the Certified Authorization Professional Bootcamp, comes with quizzes, comes with a certificate of completion, resume template, ebook, monthly live Q&A sessions, the ability to ask questions as well and get a response back in 48 hours. Also has interview prep and job prep. So this is a power-packed course. For more information, visit www.cyberfirstacademy.com. Thanks. Don't forget to subscribe and like. We're also on IG at CyberFirst Solutions. Thank you.